Back in the garage, back in the garage, back in the garage today, back in the garage. Alright guys, back in the garage again today, and I'm really excited because I get to put a brand new KTM PowerParts skid plate on my 1290 Super Adventure. So let's get started. Now as you can see, I already have the bike up on the lift right now, and you also see oil and a drain pan. First thing I'm going to do is change the oil on it because it's almost due for an oil change, and you can tell I'm going to switch over to synthetic this go round. You can also tell I got a much bigger drain pan this time. If you want to know how to change the oil, I'm not going to show that in this video. I will link it right up here, and you can check that out, but just make sure you get a big drain pan because I did not have a largemouth one in my last video. Something else I want to show you guys before I get started, I just got some new tie-down straps. I normally use a Canyon Dancer to take across the bars, but because of these hand guards on here, I can't use a Canyon Dancer, so I got these. What I really like about them, they have the soft loops. They also have a carabiner clip down here, which is great for either hooking them down on here or in the back of the truck if I'm strapping down some dirt bikes. One other thing I want to do is wipe the bike down. Got a little dirty being out in the snow yesterday. I'm going to use Cycle Nano Cleaner. I'm actually going to do a review on this stuff soon. If I've already done it, I'll put you a card up there in the top corner so you can check it out. If not, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel and keep a lookout. Alright, got the oil changed. Now it's time to put this bad boy on. Now I'm not going to show it on here. If you need to know how to do it, it's on my oil change video. But the first thing you need to do is take this front plastic cover off the front of the engine. It's just these two screws. You actually get to them from the other side. Now I'm on the left hand side of the bike. Next thing you're going to do is remove that screw right there that I'm pointing at. Alright, just for reference, that is a Torx 45, and I did have to use a mighty big breaker bar to break that thing loose. I'm now on the right hand side of the bike. According to the instructions, there should be a screw right here, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to go on to the next step. Next up, you're going to get your left engine guard connection. If you can't tell them apart, it's going to be hard to see on camera. If you look really, really close, there's an L right here on this one, which means it goes on the left. The right one, you can tell, is shaped a little bit different. And again, if you look really, really close, right there where my thumb is, you see the R. So I'm going to go ahead and place that one on the right side of my bike so I don't get them confused. All right, we're going to take the left engine guard connection and one of these bad boys, and we're going to go ahead and mount it right back here into this position. We don't want to tighten it yet. We just want to get it up there and just a few threads spun on. Just FYI, this is an 8mm Allen. That should be good right there. Now we'll move over to the right side. It's gonna be really tough to tell from the instructions. This is the right side. You can see I've got this washer on here. That's gonna give you a little bit of space over this header pipe, so just make sure that is in between the engine and this connection piece. Once again, do not tighten it. Just you can tell this is loose right now. Just get it so it's hanging. Now back over on the right hand, or I'm sorry, on the left hand side of the bike, next thing we're going to remove is that screw right up there, which is easy to find because it's just right above your sight glass. And once you get the one out on the left hand side, now we're going to grab this one on the right hand side. Quick tip, if you have a little bit of trouble getting that out of there, you can just use a pair of these ring pliers and oops, pull it right out. Next thing we're going to be working with is the front connection piece. Alright, you're going to need to use these bigger bushings that are included in the kit, and they're going to go right in where we just took those last two bolts out. Should be able to see that bushing right there. Did the same thing on the other side. I'm going to try to get you the best view I can, but you're going to use these long bolts, and we're going to have to position this. Again, we don't want to tighten anything. In fact, all I'm going to do is just set it in there and give it a partial turn, and now I'm going to go over to the other side. Alright, get a good look at what this looks like. You can tell the fatter opening here is on the bottom. That way you make sure you got it on there right. Also, you can see this is not tightened. It's just sitting in there right now. Alright, next up we're going to grab the skid plate and these little smaller mounting screws. These have 4mm Allen heads on them. Alright, so we want to line this up and get these first 6 smaller screws in here. Again, do not tighten anything down. Everything needs to remain loose for just a little while longer. but those all at least started. Now we're gonna move back here to the back. We're left with these big ones. I believe they're 5mm. I'll write it on the screen if I'm wrong. They're gonna go up underneath here into these left and right connectors. Okay, now with every bolt and nut and screw in, I'm just gonna go ahead and go around on all of them and just snug them up a little bit. All right, so these front mounting screws are supposed to be 10 newton meters, but I'm just gonna go 7 foot-pounds of torque, which is basically the same thing. The mounting screws down here underneath are 18.4 foot-pounds of torque. And finally, these mounting bolts and these on both sides will be 33 foot-pounds of torque. So there's the finished product. You can see what it looks like mounted on the bike. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. That's how you put a skid plate on a 1290 Super Adventure. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as one, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.